protect us. Just like we rehearsed.
Come on! Let's go, baby! Against all odds! Alright, so I might be a little late with this upload, but I wanted to quickly share my experience with the recent 3.5 Spiral Abyss that's been added to Genshin Impact, the one that everyone's been having a hard time with and saying it's impossible to try and 36 star this one. In my opinion, it is probably the most difficult Spiral Abyss to date, and in terms, and by that I mean the boss on floor 12 chamber 3 has millions of HP in a very small window for you to do damage. So in terms of trying to get 36 stars, it's difficult in that regard. In terms of like actually killing the enemy, it's not that hard. The mechanics are very simple to understand. It's just that it's a HP sponge. In the background, we did end up using our OG 8 characters, aka the 8 characters you can obtain for free in Genshin Impact no matter when you start playing. They are all rocking 4-star weapons and not the greatest artifacts, if I am to be honest. Noelle is not even rocking a 4-piece Husk. I think she's still on a 4-piece Gladiator. My Lisa is not even on a 4-piece Gilded yet. Main character Dendro could be improved, not even on a 4-piece yet. So they all have room to improve and stuff to work on. But I just wanted to share any tips and tricks that I've learned that could possibly help you out, different team comps, and stuff that would potentially help you get better stars and more stars on this current Abyss rotation, and things that I've just learned having gone through with these characters. So if any of that helps, please use the timestamps down below at your leisure. Alright, let's quickly talk enemy lineup and team comps. For the first chamber, first half, we're going up against the newest Abyss Herald, Frostfall, who does have a cryo shield, so I would recommend running at least 2 Pyro characters on your team comp for the first half. Bennett and Xiangling are 2 good 4-stars you could use here, both 4-stars, and Xiangling is free. Kazuha, if you have an Anemo character with Viridescent, I'd recommend him. If you don't have Kazuha, Sucrose is also a good substitute. Just make sure Viridescent is on that character for grouping and for shredding, for elemental shred. And then for the final character, I would recommend like an Electro character for your main DPS for explosive AoE damage. Kaching is a good pick. I would also recommend like Fischl. Fischl's a good pick here. And this will be good for across all chambers. Chamber 1, 2, and 3, 2 Pyro, 1 Anemo, and then like an Electro character would be perfect, and we'll get into the later chambers throughout this video. For the second half across all chambers, I would recommend running like a Hyperbloom or an Aggravate team comp for second half. So first thing that comes to my mind would be like Kuki Shinobu. She's a 4-star character. For your proc, run her on EM. Sing Cho as your Hydro character to generate those seeds for Bloom. Dendro main character. And if you have Nahida would be perfect. She's really good at Dendro application. If not, I'd recommend substituting for Kole or Yao Yao, one of those two. And that team comp will be perfect against all chambers. So very quick, a good explanation would be that Abyss Herald Wicked Torrents is going to be using a Hydro Shield. Dendro will absolutely shred that Hydro Shield on the first chamber second half. Quickly hopping over to chamber 2, first half is the Magu Kenki. We all know and love him. I have some tips and tricks that can help you actually keep him still. Second half, new Black Serpent Knights who are very tanky. Hyperbloom is very strong at actually shredding and killing enemies. All you have to do is stack EM. And then the chamber 3 first half, 2 Frost Arm Lava Trolls. So again, Pyro is going to be very beneficial there. AoE is going to be very beneficial to actually break them and kill them as soon as possible. And then the last half is going to be against the Wee Nuts. Alrighty, kicking off floor 12 chamber 1 first half. They're going to have 3 summons on the beginning. I advise you focus on the lady in the middle. She's the summoner. The other 2 Chads on the left and right will be focusing and jumping on you, as you can see in here. If you did run the double Pyro and the Electro, you're going to have overload for your AoE damage. In this case, I'm using Noelle as my AoE, but if you do break her summon, the Pyro summon, the Scorpion that does appear on the stage, she will be immobilized and she'll have some of her HP lowered. But again, if you go ahead and focus on her, the other 2 guys should just jump straight to you. You can overload, you can AoE, burst them all down at the same exact time. This next guy, very self-explanatory. You break him all the way down to around 25 to 30% HP. He's going to open up a shield, and then you just have to use the correct corresponding element to break that shield in a fast amount of time. In this case, he's going to be performing a cryo shield, and you want to make sure you use Pyro to break it. I'm a fool for holding on to all of them. I should have popped it. Okay, on to the second half of floor 12 chamber 1. We have 3 summoners again, or 3 enemies, Eremites. I would focus on the middle Eremite. She's the summoner in this case, and if you're running that Hyperbloom team comp, as you can see on my screen, it is absolutely shredding them. Your Hyperbloom team comp should be a little bit more consistent and better than mine. You'll have a better Electro applicator instead of Lisa. She's not the greatest in terms of actually proccing those seeds, and you'll have a better Hydro character to actually apply Hydro to them instead of Barbara in my case. So definitely use the Hyperbloom team comp that I recommended. For the 2 Abyss Heralds, I try to go towards the corner because my team comp's not the greatest to actually kill them, but getting them in a corner allows me to attack both of them simultaneously when I pop down Lisa's ultimate, phase change them, and as you can see, Dendro is just absolutely shredding their shields. We have Cole ult going off. We're going to be popping main character very briefly after this, and the rest is just history.
Spring forth! Let the show begin.
You're in for a little shock. You've been a naughty
I need
boy.
the ult. I need the ult.
Surrender and
Scatter! Forward ambush! Help!
Oh my god. Oh my god. I did it, man. Oh my god. Okay, so at the beginning of the Magu Kenki fight, there is a small little wind-up phase, which does give you time to prepare any ultimates or abilities you want. In this case, I threw down Guoba, so the moment he expires or he's ready to go, I can grab the Guoba Chili, get my damage increase, and then start wailing on him with all of my other characters. Alright, once you do enough damage to him to a certain threshold, he will start charging up and doing an AoE attack. Your camera angle is going to be very important here. You want to have the stairs that are leading up to be in the background, as you can see on my screen. He'll teleport all the way back, go to the stairs, and he will not TP across the map. If your struggles with the Magu Kenki was he kept going around the entire map, and you had to keep chasing after him over and over, that's a DPS window that you're losing. That's DPS that you're not actually doing to him. Make sure his back is faced towards the stairs that are going up, and he will not teleport away from here ever again during the entire fight. Very consistent, works 100% of the time, gives you a big window to actually just dish out enough damage to get him down.
Let it rain! Boba, get them!
Dodge this. Don't get frostbite.
The absolute fastest run I've had. Okay, so we got the second half for Chamber 2 against 3 of the Black Serpent Knights. My main focus is going to be the left one, the bow character, and if you can angle him appropriately, he will walk backwards. So he's a little shy, he's a little intimidated. Just make sure his back is facing the enemies, so he'll walk into the enemies. You can group them all up a little bit more conveniently. Your Hyperbloom team comp should be a little more consistent on proccing these blooms. There's a lot of stuff that's not actually being procced here because of my Lisa, but Hyperbloom once again should shred these characters with ease.
surrender and I'll be.
Germinate! Scatter! Go! Propagate! Hi! Fly! Try this on for some.
Alright, so with the second group of enemies that spawn in, I would prefer focusing on the Pyro Black Serpent Knight because the Geo guy is going to run towards you anyways, towards him to protect him, and the Anemo guy in the back is going to be taking pot shots and doing damage to you. You can benefit from the Blessing of the Abyssal Moon, where if your character HP decreases, all party members gain a stack that deals more damage or allows them to deal more damage, 8% of it. So a little bit of best of both worlds. The Anemo guy is going to join the party anyways a couple seconds later, so it's not like you'll miss too much. But my main priority is obviously going to be trying to burst down the big guy so the Geo aura can go away and your characters don't accidentally die. But again, Hyperbloom is going to be very strong here. Try and focus on them, whoever has the most HP, so they can all die simultaneously and they all take collateral damage.
I'll protect us. Just like we rehearsed.
Come on! Let's go, baby! I have it. I learned how to do it now. At this point, I am dead. I am tired. The Abyss has drained all the energy out of me, and has it done for many other people. First enemy up is a Ruin Guard. We knock him down, disable him, and start wailing on him. Must I explain how to take down a Ruin Guard? We've all been there and done that, right?
As a good knight should.
It's possible. Alright, and after the Ruin Guard, we have two Lava Trolls. I focus on the left one. It doesn't really matter which one you focus on. They're going to group up next to each other regardless. But if you do have your AoE damage, your two Pyro characters, your Anemo, whatever it might be, these guys should go down no problem. They're Lava Trolls, yeah?
Nice and spicy.
Okay. And finally, last but not least, we have the Wee Nut. Now, the first initial attack are going to be two different ones randomized, either a drive-by attack or a center attack like he did just now, which is a good window to actually start doing damage on. He's going to do a little slide across like that, and then after this, he should be peeking his head up across the map somewhere. You want to quickly run to him, and that'll be another damage to actually, or another window for you to actually do damage. The main reason why people are having a difficult time clearing floor 12 is because the Wee Nut likes to stall, but he does a very similar pattern throughout the entire Abyss where you're able to actually capitalize and do some damage on. So there he goes, going into the ground. After this, he should be flying up into the air, which you can then disable him with an archer. If you have an archer to shoot the little Anemo circles, that's a very convenient and efficient way to do it. I don't have an archer on my team. Cole doesn't actually apply. You can't Dendro swirl, unfortunately, so that does not work. As you can see right here, my Lisa's not really proccing many of the seeds. So again, your Hyperbloom team comp should be a lot better than mine, aka if you're running that Cookie Shinobu and Sing Cho, you'll be able to do a lot more damage than what I'm doing. My team comp, unfortunately, was not the best here to get 3 stars, so sadly we are going to be getting 2 stars with these characters. I did go back and clear it again with my Alhaitham team comp, a little bit better on that. But with your Cookie Shinobu, Sing Cho, Nahida preferably, you should have an easier time than running Lisa and Barbara, if anything. But the pattern is always going to be the same. He's going to go underground like this. He's going to do his little frontal attack. You can use an Anemo or a bow character to combo with these Anemo circles that appear up on the map. So Yelan's good, Yoimiya's good, Fischl's good. Anyone that can actually swirl an element, Cole doesn't count because you can't Dendro swirl, unfortunately. But yeah, this is unfortunately the only time window that you have to do damage, and all those seeds on the ground you can see, and Lisa's barely proccing any right now. It is not looking too great. I have to constantly keep swapping back between Barbara to apply Hydro and then Lisa to apply Electro. That's pretty much the only damage window you have. Well, you gotta just do a lot of damage, and Hyperbloom is pretty much the damage that I opted for on the certain circumstance.
Propagate. Go.
Try not to enjoy.
Scatter.
Oh my god. We did it. We finally did it. It's not 3 stars. It's not. I ain't gonna lie to you.